Okay. Versatile Vigilante, man. Young Vince. Got another fire episode right now. We got the Bioball boss, Sarika, in the building. Thank you for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. Was a bit of a mission to get out here, but very worth it.
Hell yeah. We got to have a sick podcast now. I brought you all the way out here. For anyone that's watching, you've seen Bioball on IG. You've had to at some point, or else you're not looking. Look at this, man. Fucking basketball with a plant in it.
Now branded with
the V. We got to do an official collab, though.
We really should. I would
Little
love to.
Bioball tattoo type vibe.
Ooh, okay. I'm down.
Lit. So, how's everything going, man? How's the business going?
It's been going well. It's like we're always experimenting with new things. So most recently, like a couple months ago, we just launched our website for the first time. And before that, we were just taking orders through Instagram. And like that became super hectic. So opened the website, and then now most recently just opened an Etsy shop. So just trying different like sales avenues, trying to get the word more out there. And it's been going well. We had markets going for a really long time, and those stopped a little bit in like January, pandemic, lockdown, whatever. But we have one coming up next week with Campfyr.
Shoutout Campfyr.
Shoutout Campfyr.
Oh, geez. I'll be there, too. That would be dope.
Actually,
hell yeah.
okay.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, so really excited for that. So I think as we're like heading into spring, things are going to pick up again.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's where I saw you at, like the community market, I think.
You did, yeah. And
shout
you
out to
came
them,
up
too.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, man.
Us your envelope.
Got the envelopes, branding got to be on point. But I saw your product, and I'm like, this is pretty fucking dope. It's such like a simple idea, but I'd never seen that before.
For sure, yeah. I actually, so it's not my idea. I can't take credit for it, but I saw it in a magazine, and it was like, I really love the idea, but it was in the magazine for like $200. And I'm like, I'm not at the stage of spending $200 on home decor, but I think I can make it myself. And it took a bit of trial and error for sure. Destroyed a bunch of basketballs, but then like figured out how to do it and thought that other people might like it too. So
hell yeah, man! It's a great idea. It's dope for especially like no ageism here, but like younger people with their own little space. Like it's very modern.
Surprisingly, it's like. Okay, so there's the people who are our age who are super into it and super into like basketball and pop culture and stuff, and they'll get it. Or it will be like couples. So there will be like a wife who's really into plants and a husband who's really into basketball, and then they get it for their house, or vice versa. You know, the wife's into ball or whatever it is. So it's like a mixed demographic for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You would never know that until you actually like start it off.
Until you get into it, yeah. And you're
dope.
Like, whoa.
So tell me a little bit how you even got the idea, other than the ad.
Yeah. So there is that for sure. But in terms of starting a business, so we are 100% nonprofit. So we're actually like a charity organization. And we started in May of 2021, May of last year. And all of our profit goes to cancer patients, and I'm doing that in honor of my mom, who I lost to cancer not too long ago. And I wanted a way to give back to all of the cancer-based organizations that really helped her along her journey and helped her, you know, have more years of life and better quality of life. And just being a recent grad, like I don't have a lot of money of my own, so donating from my own pocket is kind of hard, but I know that I have the resources and the ability to raise that money in other ways. And this turned out to be that way. So I really just wanted to start a business for the sake of fundraising for Canadian cancer patients. And that's been our mission since day one, and 100% of our profit since day one has gone to that cause.
That's amazing, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to your mom. That's really cool. I'd seen you post about that a little bit, and I thought it was just so cool because I think our generation especially is like obsessed with like making a ton of money, you know, and like and that's big. Everyone wants that. But like there is something to be said to do like a passion project, you know?
It changes the way that you think about it, I think, because it becomes so much more personal at that point. And yes, our generation is obsessed with like chasing the bag, but I also think that we're also so much about like creating impact and like, you know, leaving our mark on society and doing good for society and stuff. So I think seeing a lot of that in the community and online and stuff inspires you to want to do that too. So
for sure, and it's good to highlight that because you're right. There are for every person that's not doing something like that, there are someone that is. You know?
And I always see that because So like I think a lot of us come from parents who are immigrants and stuff, and like for them the mission was kind of survival and how to keep
Right.
your children alive and how to keep yourself alive, and it's just, you know, you have to work to live. We are privileged in the sense that we can work for more than that, and we can, you know, have different goals from just earning and surviving. Thankfully, we've been given a
Yeah.
lot by our parents that puts us in that place of privilege. So, yeah, I think it's good that so many people are using that opportunity to give back to the community.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. I love to see that because I think someone like yourself's a good role model too. Where it's like,
Oh.
I'm just saying that for
Yeah.
real shit because
Yeah.
it's hard to start from scratch.
Yeah.
It's hard to just be like, all right, I want to do this and actually go through with it.
A hundred
So as
percent.
someone that actually
Yeah.
does it, I commend it, whatever the product is.
For sure. And a bunch of people have started like small businesses and like handmade businesses, especially during the pandemic. And you can see the effort that goes in. My friend makes candles, and she's up all hours of the night, like pouring wax and like
For sure.
melting candles and stuff. And it's hard work. But yeah, I think it's nice that we're able to do stuff like that.
It is nice. Do you feel like it's rewarding?
100%. Yeah. It's like there's definitely selfish causes for it too. You know, it's nice for me to like turn off my laptop and be able to just like work with my hands and
For
do
sure.
something different. And then it's so nice to when I connect with like customers, for example, a lot of people will be buying my product because they have a personal connection to cancer. They lost someone to cancer. They are fighting cancer themselves, whatever it is. And then when I meet people like that and like hear their stories or hear their reason for buying a Bioball, that is so rewarding that like, you know, it's connecting with people beyond just a planter. It's you're hearing these stories, you're meeting these people, and that's, I don't know, it's just, it makes you feel really, really good.
For sure, man. That gives you that purpose. And
That's the word, yeah.
absolutely.
That's
It's
it.
cool too because like a little thing has such a big story behind it.
Yeah.
Means a lot. That's dope.
Yeah, and then you get a nice planter out of it, if nothing
Hell
else.
yeah.
So-
Spruce up the room a little bit for sure.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. When you were growing up, like, did you ever think you'd be in? Because you're an entrepreneur, you're a young entrepreneur.
I guess
Did you
so,
ever
too.
think that was the move for you? Did you ever think about it like that?
Ooh, growing up, yeah, I don't know. I mean, my family is, or not my family. I have two older brothers, and they're both very entrepreneurial.
Right.
They're both, you know, working at their own companies, and so seeing a lot of that and growing up around a lot of that and seeing both the pros and cons kind of teaches you. So I think I like got the nice end of it by being the youngest and
Right.
seeing them make their mistakes and stuff, and then not doing those things. So yeah, there was an entrepreneurial environment that I grew up in, I guess, which kind of like inspired me subconsciously or consciously to want to do that too. And I think this is just the beginning. I think like this is going to be one of hopefully a bunch more projects or an umbrella of projects that get kickstarted through this.
That's exciting to hear, man. I like that when there's that journey where the first thing
Yeah.
starts and then you already see the doors opening.
That's the goal, you know. We still have time. Time is on
Hell
our side.
yeah.
So hopefully there's a lot more to come.
Absolutely. So you said you just recently graduated?
I did. Okay, maybe not so recently. It's been like a year. Yeah.
That's
I
recent.
think April.
That's
Yeah,
recent.
yeah. It still feels like I just, because school never really ended. You know, it was all online, so it was
Right.
like going, and then you graduated, and then you're in the real world. But like, it didn't feel like it ended.
True.
So I'm still like, yeah, I just got out of school.
Well, how was that transition? Like, I was done school by the time COVID hit. So tell me how that
lucky.
was
Okay.
for you.
Not fun.
Not fun.
If you have the option to delay your degree by a year and you're like doing online school, I would do that because I just felt like online school was like the biggest waste of time. It there's so much more value in like being there in person and like what that provides. If I were to do an online school kind of thing, I would just look up like a Udemy or a Udacity kind of
Right.
course and learn the material. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it, but I guess it does open up opportunities to do things like this and free up your time for other stuff. So pros and cons.
Huge pros and cons
Yeah.
with that. For me, like, I was working by the time COVID hit. So
Okay.
then it went from inside to purely at home.
How was that
Man,
for
the
you?
social side was rough because it's
Yeah.
just like, I get bored, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I get bored.
Yeah, like I want to have human interaction.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. But you're right.
Yeah.
It does give you more time to do stuff.
It really does. But like now at work and stuff, like I don't see anybody
It's a
like I've
little
never met
different,
my
right?
coworkers, and it kind of sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. The social side of it and like the networking side definitely took a hit,
Yeah,
I feel.
yeah, I agree. And like this is I think like your 20s and stuff, or your prime, and like where you're meeting new people and like making those connections. So it has kind of been slow and depressing on that side.
In that side, but
Yeah.
I want to ask you, do you feel like that maybe pushed you to go like get a vendor at the market and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, there's this opportunity to meet people and to talk to people in person, and also to give your brand a face.
Yeah.
Because online, when people are buying your product, they don't really know who they're buying it from. They don't know the story. They don't know any of that. So it's nice to present your product in person, and present your story in person and be there. And it's kind of weird because I feel like I'm a mix of like super introverted and super extroverted. So I don't know where that like social craving comes out of, because I know I can also be good on my own and like sit in
Yeah.
my room for a really long time and be okay with that. But yeah, I do find myself missing the social interaction.
For sure, man, cuz
Yeah.
I'm like that too, and I could be by myself, but I also know it's not healthy to do that all the time,
Yeah.
like, and it's
You're
fun
aware
to
of
meet
that.
new people.
It is. You learn something from every single person that you meet.
It's true.
Whether it's for like 5 minutes or a friend for life. So,
It's very true.
yeah.
Was it something where you were like, I'm asking you this because it happened to me. Were you bored and like, I need to do something?
Yes. I was like, all I'm doing is sitting in front of my laptop, like during work, after work, like whatever
Yep.
I'm doing. I'm so tired of looking at my screen all day long. Like, I need something that's offline. And that just happened to be that. Because I know you can do different businesses that are online as well, but I don't know. I was just tired of like looking at a screen.
I'm telling you, man. No, I said that because that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, do I really just want to work all day? And then like,
Exactly. And
even
then,
like even like when things were open, like, do I just
yeah.
want to go to a bar every day? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You need more. You
Need
need
more.
something beyond work, and like beyond like just going out. Like, I think
Exactly.
you need what you're doing right now and have
Passions,
been doing.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
Need the passions.
That's it. Like, I think all of my friends, we get along so well because what we have in common is like having hobbies and having things that like make us more than just who we are
Right.
at work and who we are at school and whatever it is. So yeah, I think that's so important to have as part of your life.
It is. I think that's a part of growing too. Just
Yeah.
different angles.
Yeah, you learn new stuff. I've learned so much from running this that like I don't think I would have learned at work or like
No.
any other way. So yeah.
What are some things, I'm putting you on the spot, what are some big things that you've learned?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I would say the number one thing I learned is that before starting the business, I thought for a really, really, really long time about like what that business was going to be. And I think I just came to realize that that was like basically procrastination, because what I've learned is that taking that first step of starting your business, of starting anything, is the hardest step.
Facts.
It's the learning curve. It's the like fear of, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? And so many factors hold you back from taking that first step. So if you're able to just take that first step and get it going, if in a week you realize it's not working, it'll be so much easier to pivot to something new because you've done it, failed from it, learned from it, and you're ready to move on. But that first step is like really the hardest. So I think it's easier to say in theory than in practice, but if you're able to like take that first step and get past it, I think that's a good place to be. Other lessons, I guess, like go and create opportunities. Like opportunities are not going to come knocking on your door. You need to go and knock on doors to create opportunities, to find and make opportunities. And I've seen so much of that in just like randomly messaging people and asking if they're into a collab or into something like this, or like you're doing it as well, coming up to me at the market and asking for asking to do a podcast. And like I think you really need to like put yourself out there, open yourself up to like asking for things, talking to people, stuff like that, to go and find those opportunities. So that's a big lesson as well. And both of those things are hard things and like things that I need to still constantly remind myself to do. But yeah, I would say those are two major ones that come to mind. I'm sure I'll think of like 10 more when I go home, but for now, yeah.
Absolutely. I completely agree, man. Those are huge, and to learn that pretty young is a blessing.
Hope so, yeah. Hope it sticks with me and applies to the
It will
rest.
for sure, man. It will for sure. It opens doors for you. It's like,
Yeah,
all right, I've already seen how this will go.
for sure.
Now we can do this. It's
You're like, okay, I can. It's not going to be the end of the world if it doesn't
exactly,
work. You know, like
exactly. The
you're.
way, like, when you started a Bioball compared to today, you probably
Yeah.
couldn't imagine the situations you've
No.
already dealt with, right?
100%, not at
Crazy.
all. Like it's just you cannot predict these things.
No, you
And
can't, man. And
yeah,
I think that's part of human nature too, like
yeah,
overthinking.
yeah.
You
All the
know,
time.
I deal with it.
Yeah.
Everyone deals with it, I
In
think.
every aspect of life, like it's
Exactly.
bad.
It's part of life, but it's also
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, we can't like fold because of that.
Yeah,
Actually have to,
yeah.
all right, this could go wrong. For
Yeah,
sure it could, but
for
let's try it
sure.
anyway.
And that still holds you back. Like the fear of failing is like a very real thing. But then if you're able to like take those failures and see the glass half full from it, which again, really hard thing to do and I still struggle with and try to consciously remind myself to do, I think it's so meaningful. Like in some senses, failing is almost more valuable than succeeding
For
at
sure.
something. So yeah, but that's not to say that fail at everything is just like, if it
Mm,
happens, it's not.
It's
Not.
like be smart. If
Yeah.
you can eliminate like, all right,
For
this
sure,
is probably not the
yeah.
best idea, then okay. But
Yes. Yeah.
if you're like, no, I want to do it,
Yeah.
and you weigh the pros and cons, just fucking do it.
Yeah. You'll get something out of it. You'll learn something out of it. So yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's real. I like having these conversations because
Yeah.
everyone starts from that same spot.
For sure.
No matter what.
For sure. No matter what they're doing, whether it's
Exactly.
one of the artists that you're interviewing or a business owner, I'm sure they all have that.
You gotta do it. You gotta like sign up for this almost.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's like it's a conscious effort that goes into it,
For
and
sure.
like an awareness that okay, it might not work out, and I need to remind myself to be okay with that. And that's happened on like in small examples, in large instances, like things have not worked out. Like for example, with Bioball, I did like when the World Cup was happening for soccer. I did like a whole like soccer release and put so much effort into like sourcing and collecting these like soccer balls that I thought people would be really into. Complete flop. Nobody bought. Like I sold maybe like 5 of the 30 that I bought. And that's a learning experience.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not gonna do that again. Learned from it. Moved on. Found a way to move that inventory and just kept going. And now you learn things about your business. You fix it. And make it better. So.
Super valuable, man. I like to hear that. That's because you can't skip a step. Like
You
you
can't.
have to go through that.
You don't, and then if you don't try it, you'll always be in a place of like, would it have
Exactly.
worked? I don't know.
For a situation like that, I'm just purely
Yeah.
curious because I like talking to like business people.
For sure, yeah.
What do you feel like was the mistake? You ordered too many?
No, so what happened is that we're in Toronto. Toronto's a basketball city.
There we go.
Do not care about soccer. Well, like there are audiences that care about soccer for sure. When like Italy won and stuff, like you
Yeah.
could see people on the street going crazy, losing their minds. But for whatever reason, that demographic of people is not on an Etsy or is not
Right.
on Instagram shopping. And if you're trying to sell a product related to the World Cup or to soccer, it's just not going to happen. So yeah, demographic wise and where we're based in Toronto locally, just not having access to that demographic, I think was the issue. So
That's so interesting.
Happened.
There you go. Bioball consultant tip for you. There
Yeah,
you
in
go.
case
Companies are
anyone-
paying a lot of money for that info, man. There we go.
we're here. We're out
That's
here.
cool. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have thought about it like that. That's
Me
cool.
either, and lesson learned.
Lesson
for
learned.
Sure. Yeah.
So basketballs are the number one. That's your bread and butter.
Yeah, it's the Nike ball, it's the Raptors ball. Those sell out like crazy. No surprises there, but it's like now I'm getting better, for example, at ordering the right amount of inventory at the right time. I know that my Raptors ball is gonna sell out every couple weeks, so I know to like regularly purchase those. And to keep checking because there were supply chain issues for the longest time, and there still are because of the pandemic. So like being able to anticipate those and prepare for those and have the right products in stock is something that I've learned along the way. So those kinds of lessons, like you pick up on them, and you're not going to know all of that on the day that you start.
Absolutely not.
So yeah, it's
Best way to learn by experience.
a process. Yeah.
Huge process. That's so cool. That's really interesting. Just
Yeah.
you're literally like learning each side of the business now.
For real, yeah. And like a product-based business is not something that I saw myself doing. I was like, okay, maybe like a software thing or like a consulting kind of thing. But like this has been a huge learning experience on its own. I don't know if I'll do it again for the next one that I start, but because I think something that holds me back with a tangible product is scalability. There is no way to speed up the process of making a Bioball other than hiring more people to do it or whatever it is. You know, it is a manual, one by one kind of process. And so if, like, my goal for this year, for example, is that I want to donate 10K. And I know that doing something manual like Bioball will potentially not lead up to that goal. So I want to do Bioball, but I also want to try to find something else under the umbrella of Bioball that is more scalable potentially and can help me get closer to that goal a little bit faster. So taking this and using it as a starting point, but not using it as the be-all and end-all of what we're trying to do.
Because you're understanding that it doesn't all end here. Like, there's a future too.
For sure.
You gotta plan ahead.
This is gonna already sometimes like I love doing it, but already it feels like less creative a little bit because now I've like made so many of them and done so many of them that like I get it. Like I know how to do it.
You could do it in your sleep now.
Exactly, pretty much. Like I've been on the road and cutting open basketballs. Just the weirdest mental picture. But I think by nature I am a creative person and I would love to like experiment with that and explore that creativity in other ways too. So you're gonna keep this alive, but also try to explore some other avenues. And
absolutely, as you should. You never know, right?
What might click? Yeah.
You never know. Try it all out.
Definitely, yeah.
Excellent.
That's the goal.
Is there anyone that you look for advice for either Bioball or just future stuff?
Yeah. Pretty much anyone in my life. I think everyone has, because everyone's experiences, especially at this point. So, I think while we were in like high school and even university, like everyone's experience was kind of the same. We're all like studying, we're all doing like school is basically our lives. We're not, nobody's that diversified, but now having graduated and everyone kind of in a different place in their lives and having different experiences, I think they can give you different perspectives. So I go to my friends who are all doing, you know, completely different things and ask them for advice. I'll go to my older brothers who are both in entrepreneurship and they often have really good little like pieces of entrepreneurial advice to give me. And like, yeah, that's, I guess those are the two, like friends and family mainly are the people that I go to. In terms of a mentor or something, don't really have one for that for business. But always just watching like YouTube videos and stuff. There's online mentors who are available to the general public, so trying to take advice from them also sometimes helps.
Absolutely. YouTube is, to me, like one of the best tools ever.
It's like the Wikipedia of, like, really? the video-based Wikipedia. I don't even know what to call it, but everything is on YouTube.
Everything, man. Like, I don't know where I'd be. I've always said this, too. Like, if for some reason they're like, you need to pay now, I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
I'll do
it's
it. I'm
worth
like,
it.
Whatever.
Yeah. And you know? For a lot of people, I think Twitter is like that. I never got into Twitter.
Me neither.
Much. Yeah, right?
Bro, I just feel like if I was on Twitter, I'm going to fight every day. Like, I can't do this.
That's so bad.
You know?
No, I don't know. Like, because I think Twitter was thinking of monetizing their platform.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm down. Like, it's good quality content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those things where you just weigh it. Like, even Instagram, if they're like, you need to start paying a membership, I still think to a point it'll probably be worth it just for the tool that it is.
It is, like, for business, for information, for all aspects. And I like that these platforms, it's kind of scary, but I like that they're getting better at, like, curating the content to you and to your preferences. So Instagram or even, like, a TikTok or something, like, are pretty good at doing that, and you're finding the content that's relevant to you. So yeah, maybe wouldn't be opposed to paying.
You never know. I'd rather not.
I'd rather not. Don't let Instagram hear that.
No. They're doing okay.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this.
Imagine.
Do you do all your marketing stuff by yourself too?
Yes, it's just 100% me right now.
You're 100% everything?
For now,
that's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, love that.
And I think a lot of business owners are like that.
For
honestly.
sure.
You're the social media, you're the marketing, you're the order fulfillment, all of it. So, yeah, I think people are impressed by that, but I also think that's like the case for so many business owners.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to start there.
Yeah, like yourself, you're managing the editing, the production, the
Gotta start, man. You know what? A friend of mine told me that at one point. He makes music, and he's like, I had to learn to mix it. I had to learn to do that. Like, why would I pay money for someone else and then not learn it?
Exactly. And then, like, once you learn it yourself, I think the good thing about that is that if you are to hire someone in the future, you know what to look for. Exactly. And you're not going to get scammed or something when somebody's, like, charging you or whatever.
100%,
you know what it's
man. I see people charging, like, crazy money for podcast editing. I'm like, bro, do it yourself. You don't need... For real. But, like, if you're getting that bread, go do it.
I guess so. If somebody's willing to pay you, take the money and go.
But you're getting robbed out there. I'll tell you that right now.
Really? I did not know that. I thought, like, on Fiverr or something, you could get someone...
Bro, you don't need to. Like, are you that busy? You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking shit right now. It's like, no.
That's fair too. I mean, yeah, I guess you figured it out.
It's like, would you pay someone to cut the hole in the ball?
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a little, like, it's hard work, but you can do it.
But okay, so just to play like devil's advocate, I was there's some Steve Jobs quote where he's like, he would pay his like lawn guy like $60 an hour or something to trim his grass. I don't know if you've heard this interview, and he's like, yeah, $60 is kind of a lot to pay this guy, but like I know that an hour of my time that is worth like $300. So like when you put it in that perspective, it's kind of like a time cost benefit
for sure
kind of thing.
There is a point to do that, absolutely. I just think people rush that.
Yes, like, exactly.
He wasn't doing that
in his 20s.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of why I brought up the like take me through the process, because it's important for people to see. For sure.
And like it is a process, and like if you are to hire someone, you really have to think like 10 times about it. Like, am I really saving enough time and money to make it worth it?
Right. Because it's your brand. Mm-hmm. If something goes wrong, it's on you either way.
Yeah. Somebody, just the other day, he was like, can I have equity in your business? And I was like, that's an interesting question, Like, is that the kind of, like, do you want to give that up? Or, like, is it something that you want to maintain as completely your own? And, I don't know, I just kept thinking about that because I'm like, how attached am I to this? How far do I think I can potentially take it? And if I can take it really far, then do I really want to be cutting it up into pieces and giving people shares in it? So I don't know. It's such a balance of like, again, time, cost, effort, who's in charge, who's paying for what, all of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's hard to look at it just from like a one like dollar amount. Exactly. It's so much to take into.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not to get into the business, but was this someone you knew or a random person?
It was a random... Okay, so just to give, like, some high-level context, he basically is running an event, and he's like, yeah, we'd love to have your business at our event, but the fee that he's charging, because we're a relatively new young business, I was like, that's pretty expensive for me right now. Like, right. I don't know if I can pay that. And then he's like, okay, what about we do, like, an equity kind of thing? Like, instead you pay me an equity in your business. And I'm like,
wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is. It's like a Dragon's Den episode.
It is, yeah. So it's that really kickstarts you thinking about your business in a different perspective than you're, like, thinking about it more as a business rather than just, like, a fun side project.
Right. Yeah, it takes another step.
It does. And yeah, I haven't figured out what to do on that yet, but might go to that friends and family
Absolutely.
Advice route.
That's really cool though. That's again just another experience to go through.
It is. And again, it's like the people that you meet, like all kinds of people who are interested in your business for the right reasons, for the wrong reasons, for all kinds of reasons. And that's not to say that there's, like, 99.9% of people are, like, really good people, and you're always meeting great people along the way. But I think you do need to be wary of, like, not losing the core value and the core meaning of your business and giving it up to just anyone. So, yeah, it's a balance.
Good for you, man. Keep that. That's huge. That's that principles and
it is
trusting yourself too.
Exactly. I don't want to dilute the mission. I don't want to dilute the business and why it's important to me. I don't want to lose that at any point. So just need to like constantly remind myself, like, be aware of that.
That's good, man. It's better to constantly remind yourself than never remind yourself. Like,
there's all these reminders.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to keep doing them.
That's real as hell.
Yeah.
What do you, or not what, but you work 9 to 5 pretty much, or like a
Pretty
full.
much.
How do
Yeah.
you balance that
Oh,
with this?
it's a fun time. It's 9 to 5, and then 5 to 9 is Bioball, basically. Um, it's a balance, and I guess this is one of the pros of working from home that we were talking about. That like in between a meeting, I can hop on Instagram and post a post if I need to, and like
Right.
manage an order. Like I've even like if I have time, hopefully my boss isn't watching. uh, like make a Bioball or two in between if I have like orders
sure,
that need
for
to be
sure.
done that day. So yeah, it's a balance, but I think it's like what you were saying, you know, like what are you gonna do at the end of your workday? Go to a bar and hang out?
Yeah.
Like, not that that was even an option for us for a really long time, but like, yeah, it gives you something to do after work and something to keep busy. So, it occupies a lot of your time, but I think it's worthwhile.
It is for sure, man. And the balancing and scheduling is something that
Yeah.
is invaluable to
Yeah.
start to learn that. Like, where do you really manage your time?
For sure, for sure. Time management has become like I did not used to like make to-do lists and have like agendas and stuff, but you need that now.
Yep.
And it's the only way, like time blocking your time, and like, you know, if I say I'm going to spend an hour on this, at an hour I need to cut myself off and move on to the next thing.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of stuff that like you're learning as you're operating multiple things.
This is like a small business class or something. I like this.
That's so
Nicole
good.
Ryerson, you know?
Have you ever thought about like starting your own outside of the podcast, like an actual
Businesses?
business? Yeah.
For sure, for
Okay.
sure. Just I've been experimenting with like making the shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what you're talking about with the World Cup balls, like
Yeah,
gauging the market, like who would actually.
Who's into it? I
Yeah.
did see that on your
Yeah.
Instagram. I saw that you were posting like you had these really cool like BTS kind of videos.
Yeah, shout out
of-
to
Yeah.
the gang, but
yeah,
stuff
those-
like that is, to me, it's just information, like
right.
who would actually fuck with this, and
Yeah.
then where could we take it.
Yeah, you need to do your market research and stuff.
Market
before you're
research,
putting
that's
things
the
out
word I was
there.
looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. It's like, and like I'm still doing that with this. I still have
sure.
not hit the nail on the head with who the demographic is, and that's so important to make sure that you're targeting the right people and getting the right customers in, but also like exploring potential new customer segments that you can get into. So yeah, I think that's a good place to start, and you're already doing that.
Absolutely, man. Do you feel like the going to those events helps
Yeah.
gauge that too?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Especially again, shout out to Campfiyr, but like they get the right crowd, and
Yeah.
like, that's the kind of crowd that I'm like targeting most of the time. And what's really cool is that like people will see the product in person and they'll touch it and feel it and like get a sense for it, take a business card, go home and buy it. And that has happened on multiple occasions. And like I think that exposure element makes going to these markets and stuff a huge benefit. So yeah, I do enjoy markets. I think with markets, some are like hit or miss.
For sure.
Sometimes you won't get the right demographic. Sometimes, you know, people won't show up. And there's a lot of like time and effort that goes into attending these. So yeah, still figuring that out too. But like Campfiyr is solid. So can
Yeah,
always
shout
check
out
them.
Campfire for sure. Gang
Have you
shit.
had them on here?
Yeah, I had
You
Erica
had
on.
Erica? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout
Yeah.
out to them.
They're the best.
It's dope to have those types of people around too, because it's like, all right, someone else on the team.
Exactly. They really give you the feeling of like being on your side.
Yeah.
And like doing things to genuinely help their Campfiyr businesses, which is something that I really appreciate. You know, like we're looking out for them, they're looking out for us, and it's like you mutually want to see each other grow. Surrounding yourself with people like that is so important.
It is. It's really cool to see. It's also cool to see like we're using Instagram and that stuff, but not
Yeah.
forgetting about the more old school stuff.
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
You know, having an
right.
old fashioned market.
Exactly.
Like, go meet some people, have some drinks and shit.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. I think there's like a bunch of artists coming out,
Yeah.
and like at previous ones too, they've had like local Toronto artists, and it's a vibe, you know.
It
like,
is a
you're
vibe. It's a
there.
lot of fun.
Yeah, you're just like, whoa, like there are all these people living in my city doing cool shit that like I get to meet and see here, which I wouldn't have gotten to if I'm still like at home on Instagram and just doing the business online. So it's nice to take those traditional avenues, like you said.
I agree. I think it just all boils down to let's just max this shit out, man.
Yeah,
Whatever we're
try
doing, let's try it
everything.
all, you know, and then
Put it all out there.
put it all
yeah.
out there.
That's-
Excellent. So what did you take in school?
I studied engineering in school.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Does
You
it?
seem to have that mind. Like, all right.
Really?
You could see. I feel like you could see things like a few steps ahead.
Oh man, that's a huge compliment. So
Am I right or wrong?
I don't know. I've never been told that, but I appreciate that. I've always kind of felt like an imposter in engineering, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, like into like my first year in engineering, I was like, I know I'm not going to do a job in engineering.
Okay.
Like I'm not going to end up here. It's just not for me. And like always had this like huge sense of imposter syndrome and like everyone around me is smarter than me, and like you go from high school where you're the smartest kid in the class to like to school and in university where you're like failing classes and stuff. I don't know. It was one of the toughest parts of my life for sure to finish that degree. But yeah, I'm sure I learned things from it. I'm sure it impacted who I am today in a lot of different ways, and it was like a mission to get that degree done, but I'm glad that I did.
It's, to me, like just doing it is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. What's your background? Or like,
I actually have a background in paralegal.
No way.
And kind of similar to you, like after probably the second year, I'm like,
Yeah,
probably
not
not
for
gonna.
you.
But met some great people through
Yeah.
it and had some good experience. That,
For sure.
like I worked in an office for a summer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really realized I'm like, this isn't it, but it was super valuable experience.
That's good to have, yeah. If you're ever in like a situation, you know how to get yourself out
Just
of it.
max it out. Like
Yeah.
anything you're in, man. I don't want to tell people this because it's none of my fucking business.
For sure.
But it's like, if you're in a situation, try to at least like
See it through.
or max out
Yeah.
the time you're in there.
Yeah, I agree. There's like if you can't get out and you can't move on, then like there's value in just trying everything possible and
Yeah.
like you said, maxing it out.
I don't know, man. If you think
I
I'm
agree.
wrong, then that's fair too.
No,
you know.
I agree because
So-
that's the reason I stuck it out. You know, I really wanted to like hop out of engineering real quick
For
and
sure.
go on to something else, but I think I took the better route by just like finishing it, seeing it through, because like just like you met a lot of cool people, learned a lot of cool things, and maybe I'm not doing like a traditional engineering job right now, but there's still a lot that I carried with me, and apparently like you can see that in me. So
For sure.
yeah, I'm sure there were good aspects to it.
It's just a reminder that life's never like a straight line.
No.
Very
No.
rarely. You know, there's people you went to school with that probably from day one they're like, this is the job I'm gonna have, and they probably don't.
They don't,
You know?
or they do, and then it's kind of like, did you pigeonhole yourself too early on?
Right.
Were you like, this is the only way, and then you closed yourself off to other things? So I try not to plan my life too far ahead too, because then, you try too hard to stick to that plan, and that's. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That I'm still figuring it out, because I'm like, maybe I should plan things a little bit more, like, plan for a future, have like goals and stuff, and I do, but I try not to overly plan so that I don't end up only following that one route. I don't know.
Way too relatable, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plans
I'm
give
glad you
me
get what I'm
anxiety,
saying.
bro.
Yeah.
Like,
For real.
I actually, a buddy of mine reached out last week. He's like, "What are you saying like next Saturday?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fuck,
That's
I don't know, bro." You know?
I don't know what I'm saying this Saturday.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
But now I feel you, and that's
Yeah.
again growth.
It is, yeah. And maybe that will change over time, as you
Yeah.
have like responsibilities and like people that you need to take care of and like people that you need to answer to. Maybe life changes and you have to do more of that. But I think we're like in the best part of our lives where you can try everything, experiment with everything, explore everything you want to explore. And if it doesn't work out, there's still like time to come back from it and try something new. And
sure.
I'm really learning that right now, and I'm like, okay, this decade I gotta make the most of it right now. Like, this is the decade.
It's a cool time too, because it's like
Yeah.
you can take it like as two ways, where nobody cares, where it's like, oh, no one cares what I'm doing, but it's
Yeah.
also super sick, like nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like,
do whatever, try whatever.
Exactly. If I fuck this up right now, no one gives
It's
a
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's true. That freedom is very
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah, and I don't think it lasts forever, and I don't think it even lasts very long, So I think it's kind of like a now or never type situation to try
like that.
things. Yeah.
I like that. Just let's do it.
Just do it.
Nike.
Go Nike.
Sponsorship now.
Yeah.
I did another podcast where we were shouting out Nike
For
too.
real.
I think it's meant to be.
They're just like in our brains.
Nike, come on, man.
Someday they're gonna sue me. And,
hopefully not after this, though.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
I'll pay the lawyer.
Instagram
I got you.
Oh yeah, you're a paralegal.
I got you.
Thank God.
No, but
You have the
I'll hit the
experience.
homies. You know.
Yeah.
Is basketball like a big part of your life?
Um.
Now it is because the
Now
money's
it
coming.
is. Yeah. It's like for my older brothers again. It's always been like a huge part of their lives in terms of playing basketball, watching basketball, like being super into the NBA and stuff. So like I've grown up around it. Me personally, I guess I'm not like the biggest like NBA fan or anything. Not that I have anything against it, but I just like don't actively watch every game and stuff. Which like leads to some like embarrassing conversations because like people will come up to me at the market and they'll be like, yo, like, did you see the game last night, and did you see like freaking Chris Boucher get all those points or like not get those points or whatever? And I'm like, yeah,
That's all you need to do. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So then what I started doing is like I would follow some like Raptors accounts and like NBA accounts that I know the highlights and like can maintain a conversation. But I think there's something so interesting about basketball as a sport in terms of like, it's a cultural thing, you know, for a lot of people, it goes beyond the sport, it goes beyond the athleticism, and it's like a culture, a way of like, it instills certain values in you, and like people are so passionate about it in so many different ways, and I love to see that, you know, like there are accounts dedicated to just like, anything related to like sneaker culture, basketball culture, in all kinds of ways, and especially in a city like Toronto, again, where we're such a basketball city, we only have our one Canadian team to rep, you know. It's huge, so it's fun being a part of that and like seeing how passionate people are about that and like joining them in that. So
that's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah,
putting yourself in a different demographic.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, Toronto's definitely crazy for basketball. Basketball is part of our culture now, for sure.
For sure. And I remember, so when they won the playoffs in 2019, it was so funny because it was against Golden State, and at the time I was in San Francisco. I was interning there.
No way.
Like, I am in the wrong city right now.
That's so funny.
of
all the times.
Exactly. And I'm seeing like Young and Dundas go crazy every night, and I'm sitting in San Francisco, like, you know, all Warriors. Like,
that's so
fans.
Funny. Wow. What are the odds, man? That's
what
crazy.
Are the odds?
How was San Francisco for you?
It was super fun. Oh, that was like, it was just like, fun. It in the most cliche way possible is finding yourself.
Yeah.
And you only have the opportunity because even when I was going to school and stuff, I was living at home, and like you have a lot of like protection and a shield basically by your family, by living at home, all of that. So to kind of go to another country, it's only the States, but like to another country, live on your own, figure things out on your own, have responsibilities, you're taking care of yourself, you're meeting new people like every single day. It was a time. Like I think I grew so much in the like 3 months that I was there.
Nice.
It was so worth it, and I would do it again if I could, but I guess work from home right now is not allowing for it, so maybe
we'll
someday.
get there. We'll get there.
That's the goal, yeah.
San Francisco's a cool place. I went there one time. I found the culture was kind of similar to Toronto.
It is, yeah, but it's a little scarier. Like I feel like the people there.
I completely agree, bro. I've told people this.
It's so bad.
San Francisco's a very scary place.
It is. I was a couple blocks down from this part of San Francisco called the Tenderloin, and like every night there you're hearing like gunshots and like car crashes or like whatever it is going on there every single night, and you're like, oh my god, because even downtown Toronto is not scary. Like, I don't feel...
It was funny, man. When I went there, I was 15. Okay. So I was, like, very, confident.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
From Toronto, like...
Yeah, you're like, I got
And then I got to San Francisco, I'm like, holy fuck. Like,
they're on another level. I've been chased there. I've been, like, you know...
Really?
Yeah, and, like people, like, swear at you, or, like, they can be, like, racist, too. And, yeah, it's...
No, it's real out there, man. The people... Yeah. You know what? Yeah, well, you guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I would maybe not.
Very cool place, but definitely like you gotta keep your eyes open.
For sure, it it can be scary.
That's cool, man. I did not know you did that. That's pretty dope.
It's a fun part of life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that was for school?
Yeah, just like a summer internship.
Dope.
Over at Macy's, so that's like the department store.
No
in the
way.
States. Yeah. So super fun, and that's where I was like, okay, I don't need to do an engineering job. Like, I can do something that's a little bit different, because I went to Macy's to work as a designer, and
Nice.
it was super different from anything I was learning in school, but like in the best way possible. So yeah, just taking different steps to figure out what is right for you.
Absolutely. You never know if you don't try.
Exactly.
Cliche Gang.
Couldn't have said
Shout
it
out to
right.
Facts, Cliche Gang.
Oh my God, is this your most cliche podcast?
No, we had one of my boys was on one time, and we did cliches, like, and I'm like, this is, if we were taking shots every cliche.
Oh no, you'd be hammered.
This is the cliche podcast, man. That's what I like.
It's okay.
It's all real though. That's the thing.
Yeah, like these are lessons you actually learned, and they like
I love
apply to
cliches,
life.
bro. I could use a cliche every 2 seconds.
You need a T-shirt or something like Cliche
Hell yeah.
Gang.
There we go. Bioball collab, Cliche Gang.
We need to do that.
Cliche
I would
ball.
love to. Yeah.
There we go.
That sounds
fire,
pretty sick.
right?
Yeah,
There we go. Write it down.
Yeah, I'm into it.
We'll make
you
that
heard it here
happen.
first.
Yes. What else? Anything else that you've been kind of doing in your life besides Bioball and besides work?
Yeah. I wish I could say yes, but honestly, that's kind of been life right now. Just like trying to get the business to grow. Really like putting in every idea that I have to try to get it to grow. I'm gonna try it. And that's what I'm doing this year, and I'm gonna, like you said, try to max it out. Take it as far as it can go, and if it's not far enough, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. So that's kind of my mentality right now. And so that's taking up a lot of time for sure, but it's been fun, and just like it's work, it's Bioball, it's
awesome.
Trying to stay mentally sane, and that's life right now.
You feel like winter time is harder than okay.
Yes,
that's the right answer, man.
So bad. I freaking hate winter. Like winter blues are real.
This week hit me bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like every day was snowing, and
exactly.
what's going on?
I know, and like to come here, I haven't I was hibernating in my house for like the past 2 or 3 days, and then I go out to drive over here, and I'm like, oh shit, my car's under like a foot of snow, and you gotta like dig that out, and it's just, I don't know, I'm ready for summer.
Shout out to you for going through that to come here, man.
No, so
Love
worth it. Oh my
gosh.
Much
respect.
Would not do any other podcast.
There we go. Bioball
This is the one.
stamp. Love it. No, for real, man. Winter is tough. I feel like winter makes us stronger in the long run, but during it, oh my gosh.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I may be bullshitting.
Even for business, like summer is so much better, because like plants and stuff, like people are more into that in the summer. In the winter, nobody's really into it. So
but no one's into anything in the winter.
No one's into anything. Yeah.
Just no one cares.
But excited for some more markets and stuff.
Yeah.
To pick up again, and to like bring people out of their homes. So that's I guess we're hopefully past like the worst part of winter. Like I feel like after February you start to like have hope again. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah.
At the market that I saw you at, you had a friend with you, no?
I did, and so she's the one who's making the candles that I mentioned earlier. So she's also like working really hard right now. It's Valentine's Day coming up. I don't know when this is going to be posted, but for Valentine's Day and stuff, she's working super hard on that, because candles are like the perfect gift
for
your significant other. She's Lilsoy, in case anyone wants to check that out.
Lilsoy.
Yeah.
Fire. Go get some Lilsoy. Go get a Bioball.
Yeah. For yourself. For
your shorties.
Yeah, for anyone, it's a gift for everyone. So we're all just kind of managing our lives and like doing things that go beyond work, which again is a really good place to be, and I'm glad a lot of my friends are into that too.
That's really cool that you both are building at the same time. That's sick.
Yeah, like we started around the same time, and have been working on it. Like even some of the markets, we've done them together and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you saw my friend there. So yeah, it's nice to have someone to talk to about it, and like that's where another channel of advice comes from too, because now she's speaking from a place of experience as another business owner as well. So there's like exchanges that can happen there. Like I learned this, you learned this, we trade information and get better from that.
Hell yeah. So, no, that's really cool, man. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. All the best.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a couple like rapid fire
For
questions.
sure. Ooh, okay.
Who are you listening to music wise right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Georgia Smith.
Oh,
Is
okay,
on
from
repeat.
UK, right?
Is she from UK?
I
I
think she
don't even
is.
know.
It's spelled with a J.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know her.
Yeah. Love her. I feel like she is like as a vocalist and like just like in every single way, her music just like gets me, and I can be in any mood and listening to that, and I'll be in a good mood. So yeah, that's
Shout out Georgia.
Yeah. Sorry
Okay.
for the really long answer to
No,
a
I
really
love that,
short
man.
question.
No. That's the best.
Yeah.
Love that explanation. How about, do you watch TVs? Do you watch movies?
I do. What did I watch? What was it called? Archive 81. Is like it was like a semi-horror kind of Netflix show, like 8 episodes or something. Scared the shit out of me. Hated it, or really liked it, but like liked it in the way that it like. I don't know, like
You might
like,
not
love,
ever
hate.
watch it again, but
Exactly.
it was fire. I feel you.
Because for like the next week or so, like, oh man, every little noise is like, it's there. So yeah, that's what I watched most recently. Yeah.
Dope. How about, favorite food? Bioball
Oh my
favorite
gosh.
food.
Oh,
Put you on the spot.
What? I love so much food.
Pizza or burgers?
That's hard too. I'm vegetarian, so
Okay.
just started getting into like veggie burgers and like fake meat and stuff, and those are really good. So probably.
Put me onto like a good Beyond Meat.
Ooh,
place.
there's like a breaded, like I think the brand is like Simply Clean or like Simply Lean or something like that, and they have like a breaded chicken burger. It is so good.
Dope.
Like you toss that in your air fryer or in the oven or whatever it may be, and then you like. I could eat those nonstop. They're so good.
There we go.
So
we'll have
we'll
those for
try
you
that.
next time.
Amazing.
Get that catered.
Yeah, I guess the burgers are the way that I have to go.
And there's no meat in that.
No.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah. The like, I know this is a tangent, but like the alternatives that are coming out, like the fake meats that are coming out, have been so good. And like I put my friends on them too who are not vegetarian, and they're like, yeah, this tastes and feels and like the texture and everything is like almost identical. So it's kind of
Nice.
cool. Yeah.
If the quality's there, I'm down to try it.
It is. They're
Okay.
expensive, not gonna lie. Like they charge a lot for like 2 or 3 patties, but like once in a while it's
There you
worth
go.
it. Yeah.
Once in a while, treat yourself.
Exactly.
Either favorite vacation destination or somewhere that you really want to go.
Oh my gosh, I really want to go to Thailand.
Nice.
I've always like seen that, and then like in terms of like an affordable vacation, it's one that I'm always planning in the back of my head because I'm like, this is manageable. You know,
Right.
there's like vacations that you want to do, but like you need to be a little bit further ahead in
For
life
sure.
to do that. So yeah, I've been thinking about Thailand a lot. Mexico is another one. Like anywhere that's warm, you know, not this like winter nonsense
Yes.
would be amazing.
Got you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Turkey, that's another one.
Turkey. Interesting. Coastal.
Yeah, Turkey, Cappadocia, those kinds of places.
Dope.
I've heard the like culture in Turkey is just very rich, and like what they have going on there is really beautiful. So I'd love to go and see that architecture and all that.
Dope. We'll
Yeah.
eat some burgers in Turkey. There we go.
Amazing.
And then, what's one more good question for you? Oh, I got one for you.
Ooh.
Favorite clothing brand?
Wow. Okay. I feel so lame. I can't think of one like on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot. It's not
Let
fair.
me-
But I'll do it
Can I
anyway.
say versatile visual?
Hell yeah, double V's. That's the number one.
Because that shirt is so fire.
Thank you,
It
but I
actually
got
looks
you one
really
too.
good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, favorite clothing brand right now. There's an Indian brand that I follow. It's called Sabyasachi. It's like they have like super traditional clothing and like just so over the top, and it's so beautiful because all of it is like handmade and just done with so much attention and detail. So that's one that I like to follow, and it's not clothes that I would ever wear, but just for like the level of effort that goes into it, you're like, okay, damn, that's pretty dope.
For sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate the style.
Yeah, you have to.
Hell yeah,
For
man.
the culture.
For the culture. For the
Yeah.
culture. Love it. So shout out Bioball.
For sure.
When's the market?
It is happening on Friday, this Friday, February 11th,
Okay.
7 p.m. to 12 midnight. A lot of artists, a lot of other cool businesses are coming out. You'll be there, I've heard, been told.
Pop
yeah.
in. I'll pop in. Hell yeah.
And I don't remember I think it's 434 College Street, but can confirm that and get back to you.
Downtown Toronto,
Yeah.
Campfyr. Go check Bioball. Go check some other dope
Thank
Toronto
you.
businesses.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Any last minute shout outs? Anything you want to bring up?
Well, shout out to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.
Such
My
a
pleasure.
fun podcast.
Appreciate it.
Amazing stuff. And like, love watching your stuff. Love being a part of it now. And I can't wait to see where you go with it. And then, yeah, I guess shout out to, a bunch of the other small businesses that are working really hard. So there's Lilsoy that we mentioned, Brash Nails, who's doing custom hand painted nails, Mandalay Clay, custom like earrings and clay earrings, clay jewelry. There's tons.
So many good young businesses in the city, man.
I'll send you a couple more, but yeah, there's a lot of good work that's being put out by the Toronto community right now. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well said. And you have any promotions coming up?
Yes. So I don't know when this is coming out again, but yesterday was actually World Cancer Day, and in support of that, what we are doing this weekend is that for every Bioball purchase, we're donating an additional $10.
Dope.
And that's just, I don't know, something that I wanted to do because I feel like I've been running this for almost a year now and want to give back a little bit of my own money into it as well. So that's going on this weekend for anyone who wants to support that. Yeah.
Go buy a Bioball. They're so dope. Spice up the room a little bit. Give to a good cause.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
you.
Absolutely, man. Well, it was a pleasure.
It was our pleasure.
Sarika, Bioball boss. Go follow at the Bioball.
At the Bioball.
At the Bioball. Go to Campfyr's Market.
Yeah.
Follow Versatile Vigilante. We're out here, man.
Of course.
Lots of fire. All right, gang.
That was awesome.
Dope.
Thank you for that.
That was sick.
My God. So much fun.